Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abie Permana. In this video, I will present about English as a medium of instruction, aka AMI, in Indonesian elementary school, future, problem, possibility, and prospect. First is background. Since English is not commonly used in everyday life emerging AMI environment like Indonesia, there are worries that students who are not academically proficient in the language could cause issue during teaching and learning activity. Since English medium instruction has not specifically addressed language acquisition, and since many content teachers do not view language support as a component of their responsibility. Let's move to the next slide as a feature. There are three features of AMI in elementary school in Indonesia. First is English as a medium of instruction. According to Makaru et al. 2018, AMI refers to the practice of teaching subject other than English in country where English is not the primary language spoken by the population. This approach involves instructing a specific subject in a non-English speaking country while using of instruction without a primary emphasis on language learning objective. Second, in terms of assessment, it is essential to identify which activity and approach are beneficial and understand the knowledge, skill, and challenge that a teacher and student face when learning a language. Assessment help identify effective teaching methods and activity while highlighting the range and challenge of both teacher and student. Through evaluation, tests, and other tools, teacher gain insight into student progress, and the student can pinpoint area for improvement. Third, AMI into many categories. Richard and Poon 2022 divide AMI into many categories, including curriculum models, assessment, AMI introduction, and AMI accessibility. Next is problem. There are three problems. First is limited English language. Young Indonesian students have limited English language exposure and cognitive capacity for language acquisition, especially when learning academic content. Then 2017 found that elementary students struggle with comprehension when academic content is delivered in English, as they are still developing literacy skill in their first language. This can lead to confusion and slower progress in a core subject, especially in a rural or less urbanized region. Second, teacher encounters significant challenge. Teacher encounters significant challenge when it comes to integrating content and language effectively in the classroom. AMI does not only offer several benefits, but it also brings certain challenge. However, through the integration of the elements of the content and language, integrating learning approach, the educational outcomes have improved. Third, students face several challenges. According to Galway and Drew 2022, students find difficulty in understanding lecture, taking notes, and effectively communicating the subject matter. Thus, language relate challenge report by, by both teacher and student bring out problem in the language proficiency required for the successful implementation of AMI. Next slide is possibility. First, teacher language skill and teaching strategy. Teacher language skill and teaching strategy are two of the several important factors in the improvement of AMI in elementary school. Professional development is important where teacher receive training in English language proficiency and bilingual instructional methods. Teaching in elementary school using English requires teacher to have a solid foundation in the use of the language and appropriate teaching strategy and method. Second, effective opportunity for implementing English as a medium of instruction any in elementary education is a true bilingual approach that gradually increases exposure to English while preserving Bahasa Indonesia. According to Kurniati 2023, indicates that bilingual models employ English for interactive activity and utilize Bahasa Indonesia for a more complex explanation. This approach assists primary students to stay interested in their study while learning English. Third, the use of technology. The use of technology must be highlighted to support language learning. Educational video, interactive application, and games are some of the increasingly used technology and ME programs to keep young students engaged. The use of multimedia research in any classroom makes young students comprehension and their language acquisition more engaging. Fourth, collaborative effort. A collaborative effort is needed to help enhance really relevant programs that include teacher training programs, contextualization of the curriculum, and research that are accessible to students across background. If those initiatives are properly implemented, AMI could significantly transform the Indonesian educational landscape that will produce skillful students proficient in the English language. Prospect AMI in elementary school in Indonesia. First, the effectiveness of policymaking and educational reforms. English as a medium of instruction at the elementary level in Indonesia depends on the effectiveness of policy-making and educational reforms that integrate linguistic and cultural factors. With the expansion of ME in elementary school, bilingual education needs to be supported. According to Kasbani, 2019 emphasizes that government support is necessary to achieve that promise of ME, particularly for schools in rural and under-resourced areas. Second, bilingual development in Indonesia elementary school. ME in Indonesia elementary schools see a lot of potential in private and international schools. ME aims to provide bilingualism from an early age, which provides students with the language skills they need in exploring the globe. Third, education possesses several potential. The use of ME in elementary school enhances the country educational foundation as long as the relevant curricula are locally contextualized. It follows a bilingual approach and the student native language is still preserved. This will definitely come a long way. Ultimately, AMI will equip Indonesian students to be globally competitive while ensuring that they maintain their linguistic and cultural identity. This indicates a strong community that promotes the collaboration of local and global lands. So for the conclusion, as a result of the study, future research could highlight the effectiveness of various instructional methods, especially the dual medium approach that integrate both local and English language. Doing this can provide insight for educator and policymaker. It is also important to examine teacher preparation because this can assess the impact of any specific professional development programs and their impact on improving teaching quality. That's all. Thank you for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.